If you've played any amount of Stardew Valley, you've probably seen this before. For those of you still unaware, the player's horse has a strange tendency to phase through the game's various fences. This trait is visible in every single fence that the player can craft: traditional hardwood, iron, and stone. Keyword being fences that the player can craft, but I'll come back to that later. Despite ConcernedApe's constant updates to the game, this bug has remained in every single update since the game's release in February of 2016. Yes, it has already been 5 years. This really isn't that much of a deal though, as it has very little impact on the game. Despite that, I have always wondered why. Even after much digging, the only thing I can find is a quote from Stardew Valley Forum's moderator, Odin, saying,
"This is a known issue that can occur on all platforms. My understanding is that it's unlikely to be fixed, as the behavior is inherent to how fences and horses are coded."
Unfortunately, that's the most technical explanation I've been able to find. I'm also not very knowledgeable when it comes to coding, so my ability to look into this supposed code is somewhat limited. I do have my own theory though. When facing left and right, the horse is a very standard hitbox almost identical to that of the player, occupying about one tile. Strangely though, when facing up and down, it seems to be at least a little over one tile wide. The tiles I'm referring to here are the ones that can be seen when tool hitboxes are turned on. This seems to explain how we're able to clip through the fence. By riding up to the fence and placing ourselves horizontally, our horse's hitbox is clipped into the hitbox of the parallel fence. Then, by turning our horse into the fence, do we phase right through it, as the game thinks we were already where the fence was. Like I said earlier, this only works with fences the player has crafted. When riding up to non-player fences, our horse's true hitbox is revealed, creating something like an invisible wall around you when trying to approach. Because of this, our horse can't get close enough for its hitbox to clip inside of the object. This statement is true for presumably every non-player object. To demonstrate, I've gone to the side of Pierre's store. When walking up to the side dismounted, I'm able to get very close, presumably because my hitbox is almost the same exact size as the player model. When on our horse though, I am once again separated by a fairly wide invisible barrier. I'm still not sure why player-built fences let us ride so close. I'm assuming it has something to do with the inherent code that Odin was talking about. So, mystery solved then. Well, it's not quite that simple. Excited to prove my theory, I downloaded Pony Weight Loss Program, a mod which allows our horse to fit through smaller spaces, presumably by adjusting its hitbox to be 1x1 tiles, just like the player. To ensure I had it installed correctly, I set up this small obstacle course. As expected, my horse fits right through. Now all that's left to do is prove that the horse no longer phases through the fences. Well, that didn't go quite as expected. I'm a little defeated to say the least, as I thought I had it figured out. I should have assumed as much though, as the mods page does cite,
"Moving diagonally may allow your horse to clip horizontally through objects."
I'm still convinced that the horse's clipping problem still has something to do with the hitbox. Maybe the distance when the horse is facing up and down right beside the fence is less than one tile, who knows. Even after some extensive reading, I was unable to find any commands or mods that would let me view the game's hitboxes, and like I said before, my coding knowledge is less than desirable. I do feel bad ending the video with the mystery relatively unsolved, but I felt that I created enough of a theory to warrant a video. I also just want to say thank you for all the support I got on my previous video about my Secret Woods chair exploit all the way back in January. Even just 500 views on that makes me incredibly happy, as making videos about Stardew is probably one of my biggest passions. If you like, I also stream on Twitch once in a blue moon, but I am hoping to change that. You can find a link in the description if you're interested. Thanks for watching.